Good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday night, which means it is club racing night here at Amx Racing. We got about 3.5 minutes left till we drop the green flag here at Bark River. My name is Frank Monak. I'm excited you're all joining me tonight for some just fun racing action. We are ahead of the launch of the Montana Off-Road Series, which is going to take place on Thursday night. So if you've ever lived or raced or visited Montana, we definitely encourage you to check that out. It's going to be launching, like I said, on Thursday. So head over to their Facebook page and check that out. Otherwise, the plan for tonight, going to do some heat races, 4 laps around the track. We got, looks like 12 drivers currently registered. So after that, then we'll go right into a main event. So should be pretty straightforward. Everyone's going to transfer tonight, so we don't have to really worry about anyone packing it in early. But it's going to be a race for position, so that always makes it fun. And then I also want to remind everyone, if you have not done so already, be sure to go over to the the Google store over there and search the AMX iRacing League app. That's a great way to stay in touch with us. We have all the information on our series, calendar, results, standings, and all the news to keep you informed here at AMX. So be sure to check that out. Otherwise, like I said, we got about 2 more minutes left, so we're going to let the drivers get their last couple laps in, and then we'll go green, so stay tuned. All right, looks like 14 drivers makes up the official car count as everyone finishes up their last lap and gets waved into the pits. It's looking like probably 2 heat races tonight would be my guess. Should split the field pretty evenly, 7 drivers. So there we go, just waiting on everyone to get assigned, and we'll see how it falls going into the heat. So for heat 1, we got Drake Matag out front. Outside of him, Connor Berry, Solomon Borchiner in third. Cody Harrelson's going to be starting 4th tonight. And then we got Corey and Casey behind them. And then Anthony James can't seem to catch a break and start in the rear. So we'll wait for everyone to get gridded here. And we'll let the pace car get out there. And if you've never watched a AMX iRacing race before here at Bark River, they will pretty much throw the green flag as they come over the archway right after the pit road exit. So they do fire a bit early, and because they're eager to get racing. So it looks like we're just waiting on Corey. Looks like he's not going to be able to make it, so it's just going to be the 6 drivers out on the field, being led by Drake Matag to start us off this evening. We'll wait for the pace car to pull off here and send the drivers on the way. Like I said, 4 laps, everyone's going to transfer, so it's just a race for position. And I apologize. Looks like we're going to be holding. There we go. A little bit of a late start there, but we are green. As we try to get through the first opening turns here without too much beating and banging. Looking like Drake Matag out front, Connor Berry right behind him. There's the official green. As we are racing here at Park River tonight. Drake going for some style points. Connor's still running right behind him. And Connor is quick at this track, so I would not be surprised if he puts a move early on Drake. We'll keep an eye on these two up front. Looking a little bit further back, 3rd place, Cody Harrelson, running strong. Solomon Borchner right behind him. And then Anthony James. Looks like Casey running a little bit further behind. The hop up front. Looks like Connor is going to finally get around Drake. A little bit of contact there. Looked like coming out of that turn. We'll see if Drake's going to be able to stay on Connor's bumper. Overall, looking pretty clean. Riding on board here with Drake. Just getting blasted by Connor's roost. So we'll go back a little bit further here. Cody Harrelson keeping them in sight. With Anthony James getting around Solomon. So Anthony's going to be working to try to close that gap between him and Cody. Anthony looking really strong tonight. We'll hop back up front, see if Drake has been able to make any ground on Connor. Still about a half-second deficit, so. But Cody's coming into the picture here, so he might make a last-ditch effort. And we're going to put the lid here on lap 2. And Drake's really cutting it close after that finish line jump. Kind of upsetting the truck, but he is making it work. So this right now is pretty much the closest battle on the track. We can go back a little bit further. Cody's staying pretty consistent. Behind him, Anthony James. So really evenly matched this heat race. No one's really getting carried away. Looks like Casey had to jump to the pit, so he is out of it. So really just 5 drivers currently in this this heat. And we'll take a look off the back end here of Connor Berry. Looking at Drake right now. It looks like right now, currently, Drake has the faster lap time by about 1/10 of a second. But you wouldn't really guess it. Connor's looking really smooth out here. Oh! Looks like Cody coming around, so Anthony's going to capitalize on that mistake. He's going to jump up to third. Looked like Cody just got a bad bounce coming out of the rhythm section there. And if Connor can keep it clean through this last section here, he'll walk away with a heat win tonight, which will put him in a good position going into the main event. So Connor Berry, your Heat Race 1 winner, Drake Matag behind him, and then Anthony James, top 3. Behind him is going to be Cody Harrelson, and then Solomon is going to be rounding out the order. It's a good showing. Now we'll get ready for heat number 2. Heat 2 is going to be starting us off with Nick Nowak out front, Chase Greer outside of him. That's going to be fun to watch. Taylor Vanden Bush is going to be pushing in third place. And then we have Keith outside of him, Jeremy, Banks, and then Austin is going to be rounding out the field. Again, 4-lap race. Everyone's going to be transferring, so we don't have to really worry too much about that. Looks like trucks are rolling, so they'll fire in the same exact spot as Heat 1. And we'll go 4 more laps. See if Nick and Chase can fend off the attack from Taylor back there. And Keith is going to be another fun one to watch. So if you have not yet, we do have the chat up. So if you got a driver in here that you're rooting for, feel free to throw them some love. They always appreciate seeing that. We're currently live across all 5 platforms: Twitch, Kick, Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. And we are green. Looks like Nick getting a good jump. Taylor trying to squeeze inside there early. Kind of single file as we come to the line here.
Green flag.
Got the flag man throwing the green flag out there, so it's official. We're underway. So right now, Chase, Taylor, Nick trying to sort it out early. We'll go overhead and see how this opening lap treats these drivers. As we come into the rhythm section, this is where Cody took a nasty bounce in the other heat race, so we'll see if everyone can keep it straight. Looks like they do. And Taylor looks like making room there. But this is Chase is going to be set up here in this next turn, so we'll see if he can't return the favor. And then lurking here in 4th place, we got Banks. Making a showing tonight in the 169 machine. Looking pretty strong out here. But double jump back up front here for a moment. See if Taylor can't put any, oh, some contact there. That's going to push Chase wide, and Taylor's going to move into the second spot. We'll see if Chase has any answer back for Taylor. I'm sure Chase is giving it everything he's got right now. We'll jump back real quick, take a look at Jeremy. Currently running 5th. Kind of just running his race. Keith running 6th. Good show, but looks like we're tightening the gap up here, so we'll jump back up front. Right on board here with Taylor Van Den Busch for a moment. See if he can't make anything happen here on Nick as we come over the I apologize. Did not even have the timing and scoring up. Yeah, these three really have not gained or lost too much. Kind of looking back here, Banks sitting 4th, just about 2 seconds behind the pack here. If nothing else, probably just taking notes and studying, as these two are just going to be trading paint, looks like, this entire heat race. Chase doing everything he can right now to set up Taylor. See if he can't make anything stick through this this section of the track. Looks like Chase getting a great drive out of that turn. As we take the white flag, so one more time around. And I am sure Nick is just happy to see these two going at it. And look at this, Banks getting into the action now. So we got quite a battle for second developing, with time very quickly running out. Look like Chase now able to put a little bit of pressure on Nick. We'll see if Nick can fend him off these last couple turns. This looks like Taylor's kind of fallen off the pace maybe a little bit. That gap is opening up. So he might just be content with the 3rd place and just prepare. Ooh, Nick kind of getting ugly. Is that going to allow Chase to get around? It is. Chase's. Oh, gosh, it's close. Looks like iRacing is going to credit Nick with the win with a 0.2 of a second finish. And then Taylor Van Den Busch behind him. Banks, Keith, and Jeremy is going to round it out. So far, shaping up for some great action tonight. So that should do it for the heat racing. We should go right into about a 5-minute warm-up, let these drivers get reacquainted with the track. Looks like we're waiting on one more person to come across. And that should finish it up. There we go. So got about a 5-minute warm-up. Let the drivers turn a couple laps, excuse me. And we'll be right back for some main event action. So stay tuned. Alright, got about 30 seconds left for drivers to get around and get a good sight lap in. While they do that, I just want to remind everyone, I know we talked about it in the beginning of the broadcast, but if you have not yet, be sure to go download the AMX app on the Google Store, or if you're on Apple, you can just go to the, with your browser, go to amxiracing.com and download it to the homepage. Again, it's a great way to stay in touch with all the events and series that we have, results and standings, and then get notifications when we're live, when we have new events coming up, and check out the merchandise store to support the league. So all good stuff. It's a great way to stay in touch, especially if you have a lot of Discord channels that you try to monitor. So Alright, looks like checker flag's coming out on practice, so with that we're going to move right into the main event. As we wait for drivers to get situated here. So for tonight, leading us to green is going to be Connor Berry, Nick Nowak outside of him, Drake Matag, Chase Greer, Anthony James, Taylor Vanden Bush. Behind them is going to be Cody Harrelson, Banks, Solomon, Keith, Casey, Jeremy, and then Corey and Austin if they're able to reconnect and join. So a little bit of a change here. It's actually going to be 13 laps going to make the race. We're going to do a comp caution after lap 6. Drivers do get a fast repair. And if needed, they can also get a lap back. It looks like we're going to a couple of drivers looking to take an EOL. Sometimes I like to do that here in the club environment just to get some added practice. So that's going to let Nick Nowak and Anthony James start us off here. So it looks like 3 drivers were not able to make it, so it's going to be 11 drivers racing tonight. So that should still make for some great racing, as we've seen so far. Looks like Nick Nowak's going to get ready to punch the gas as he comes over the hill here. Oh, looks like Anthony's going to kind of beat him to it, get a good drive. Anthony out front early. Nick Nowak still in pursuit, and then Chase and Cody trying to sort it out there for 3rd place. As we're coming to the official green flag.
Green flag.
There it is. Past the flag stand, Anthony James gonna kick things off here with a healthy start. Nick Nowak still in pursuit. A little bit further back, Chase still trying to hold off Cody. Taylor Vanden Bush getting in the mix now with Drake Matag behind them. Right now, this is pretty much the closest battle here on the track. Looks like Cody just not able to really get any traction out of there. That's going to allow Taylor Vanden Bush to creep up in the mix now. Some contact here. Looks like the 14 of Drake Matag trying to open up a hole. Taylor playing excellent defense. And we got Connor Berry currently sitting 7th. I doubt that's going to stay that way too much longer. He has a lot of speed tonight. So I'm sure he's just going to start making his way through the field. We'll jump back up front. Anthony James still got a good about 1.5 lead over Nick Nowak, which is good. Anthony has had some rough heats recently, so it's good to see him out front having a good, healthy run. I'm sure he's excited just to kind of focus on the racecraft and not have to worry about pressure from the challengers at the moment. Although Nick is starting to cut into that gap a bit. And he's bringing Chase Greer with him. Looks like Connor Berry starting to try to make room here. Oh, up and over. Looks like that was Cody Harrelson. He's had to jump to the pit. Not too sure what happened there. But fortunately, he's going to be able to get that lap back. Hopefully the tow time is not too excessive. And it looks like right now we're just kind of falling in line. Got Drake Matag currently 6th, with Banks behind him. Banks looking good tonight. I've always liked the red, black, and white paint schemes. I've always thought those looked really good, really sharp. Jumping back up front, Anthony down to about a half-second lead over Nick. And Nick is bringing the party with him. Chase is holding strong. Taylor's still kind of looking for an opportunity there. Right on board with Taylor for the moment, as he tries to hunt for a hole, having to get out of the gas. That's going to kill the momentum. And that's probably going to allow Connor Berry to kind of force his way into the mix. Connor driving the inside there, going to push Taylor a bit wide. No, maybe not. Looks like, oh, Taylor getting a bad bounce out of the rhythm section. Kind of very similar to what haunted Cody in the heat race. Looking up front, looks like Chase is trying to put a move on Nick. And just a reminder, at the completion of 6, we will be throwing a caution, so everybody's going to get kind of stacked back up. Ooh, something's going on here with Chase. Looks like he went up on the berm there. It's not sure if he got some damage on that contact. Looks like he fell back to 6th. Drake Matag got around to him. Connor currently working on Taylor Vandenbush for 3rd. Nick Nowak is in the picture ahead of them. Connor making a decisive move there. Connor's going to capture 3rd, as lap 5 is very quickly coming to an end. Go a little bit further back. Keith pretty much out of it at the moment, but he'll be able to close that gap when we go under caution. But shout out to him coming out tonight, looking pretty solid, as he's just more or less learning these machines. Back up front, Anthony James still maintaining that gap. Looks like he's got it back out to about 2.25 seconds. Nick probably not applying too much pressure at this point. Just waiting for the caution to come out and try to see what he can do when they go to refire. Connor sitting 3rd. Drake's up to 4th. He's having a good run. We'll keep an eye on Anthony as he's bringing the field to the comp caution. There's going to be comp caution this time by, so they'll come across the line and slow up and let everyone regather, and those drivers who are a lap down are going to have a chance to get it back. And those who need that fast repair for damage will be able to grab that as well. So overall, great race in the first half. Definitely looking forward to what we have in store when they turn them loose. So Anthony's probably going to have the field stop back here. Looks like we got Solomon, who's still a lap down, looking here at timing and scoring. And then Cody, looks like lost a couple laps, so unfortunately he's going to be more or less out of it. And same scenario is going to play out with Solomon. He's going to get a lap back, but if he elects to take it. So while we wait for everyone to come back around, I just want to remind everyone that AMX is going to be more or less hosting and sponsoring the Montana Off-Road Series, which is officially put on through the Montana iRacing League, but they turn to us for support when it comes to their off-road series. So that's going to kick off this Thursday night at 7:30 Mountain Time. And pretty much the rules for eligibility for that series is if you've ever lived, worked, or raced in Montana, or have ever visited it for that matter, you're more than welcome to come out and join us. Pretty much running some of the most iconic short course tracks here on iRacing, and hopefully put on a good, I think it's an 8-week series they're putting on this year. So be sure to join us on Thursday nights. That's going to be here on AMX TV. I'll be broadcasting, and my friend Cody Harrelson is going to be joining me. So with that, we're going to get ready to go green here for the second half. Once Anthony comes over the jump here, he'll turn the field loose. And it's going to be a mad dash to the finish. Looking like Connor's trying to make something happen, getting into the back of Nick. But everyone's able to kind of sort that out, keep it straight. Oh, Nick up into the wall. Looked like Connor might have gotten into the back of him. That is very unfortunate. Nick was having a fantastic night. And that's going to allow Connor and Drake to battle for second now. And then Banks is going to be lurking there in fourth place. So a bit of a shake up there on that restart. Looks like Taylor Vandenbush got caught up in that as well, so he's in the pit as well. So some of the big names, unfortunately, out of it early this second half. So we'll definitely watch Connor and Drake as they start chipping away at Anthony's lead. Anthony's still pretty much maintaining that second buffer over them. But Connor's been really, really good through this section here, so I'm sure he's going to set Drake up. Maybe not close enough to set him up on the inside. But getting a good drive, so he's quick. And they're going to bite into Anthony's lead there, down to about a half second. We'll keep an eye on these three, but we'll also look back here at Banks and Chase fighting over fourth place. And then Keith a little bit further back there in sixth. Looks like he's tumbling, coming over the finish line jump. Usually that happens when they hit that embankment. Chase and Banks giving us a good run. Looking up front here, looks like Drake able to get around Connor and working on Anthony. Not sure what happened there with Connor. It looks like he's a little bit off the pace as he goes into the pit, so must have taken some damage somewhere. And that's unfortunate for him. That's going to allow Banks to move up to third. Right on board with Drake as he works on Anthony right now. Last few laps, Anthony's kind of pushed wide through here, so we're going to see if that's going to allow Drake to open a door here. Looks like Anthony having some connection issues, kind of blinking in and out. So as it sits right now, we got a lot of big names in the pits. Anthony and Drake going at it for first and second. Anthony up and over. What a hit. That is going to pretty much more or less end Anthony's night. Drake's out front. See if Anthony's... He was able to recover. He was able to get it on the wheels, but that's going to hurt. Banks and Chase quickly closing the gap. So I got to give credit to Anthony to be able to tumble like that, get it upright, and keep going, and only lose, what, 3-4 seconds on Drake? That's pretty impressive. As we complete lap 10, going to start on lap 11 this time by. Look out front with Drake. With about a 4-second gap, really not too much pressure. Not enough time, really, to do too much. Unless there's a big mistake from Drake. Anthony's still running strong. Despite the tumble he took. But was able to pretty much dust it off and keep going. And then we got Banks and Chase still battling for third. Like Chase getting into the back of Banks there a little bit. So it looks like most of the field is either out or in the pit, so we only got 6 trucks running. Some major drama unfolding in the second half of this race. This is the closest battle we have on the track currently. We'll just jump back up front with Drake. Anthony, still about 4 seconds. That's looks like Nick we're seeing in the background there, and he's a lap down, so he's just pretty much racing for himself at this point. Anthony running strong despite the roll he had earlier, but he can see Drake up there, so he's doing everything he can to reel him in. But I don't know if he's going to have enough time because Drake is getting ready to take the white flag this time by, and we're going to go around one more time. Check back here with Chase and Banks. Chase really not able to make too much ground on him. It looks like he gains a little bit and falls back, so it is kind of what it is. But Banks is having a good night. Looking back here, the 21 of Keith. Proof that if you just keep it consistent and keep it on its wheels and stay out of trouble, consistency is your friend. So he's been running his race tonight, and he's currently credited with 5th place. So back up front with Drake as we go through the last couple turns here. Anthony's at a 3rd car. You see Nick, who's a lap down, separating them. So unfortunately, it's looking like Anthony's just not able to overcome that deficit. And Drake Matag is going to be credited with the win here tonight at Bark River. Anthony James behind him. Chase Greer. And it looks like Banks. Something happened there. So unfortunately, he's out of it. And it looks like our friend over here at MDI TV looking to jump in the booth, but I think we're just going to wrap it up tonight. So go ahead and get this sorted out and see how they came across the line. Looks like Keith is just last one to come around. Sweet. And if you don't tune in, make sure you keep an eye out on MDI TV. James Batzer over there does a great job broadcasting all sorts of fun stuff. So he's been a good friend of AMX, and unfortunately, James, it is a bit late. We're getting ready to wrap up, but love to have you in the booth with me sometime. That'll be a lot of fun. So we're just waiting on. Looks like for some reason Keith has stopped, and finally it's going to time out and give us the results. So let's see how it all shaped up. So Drake Matag is going to be our winner tonight. Behind him, Anthony James, after that tumble, was able to recover and finish strong at 2nd place. Chase Greer fending off Banks. And then we have Keith, Nick Nowak, unfortunately taking some contact there on the restart. Connor Berry, credited with 7th. Taylor Van Bush, 8th. Solomon Borschinger in 9th. And then we have Cody Harrelson, 10th. Casey, Jeremy, Corey, and Austin will round out the field. So, huge thank you to all the drivers who came out tonight. Had a lot of fun. And again, I want to encourage everyone to check out the Montana Off-Road League. That's going to kick off on Thursday. Be sure to check out the AMXiRacing.com website for information on how to get plugged in with those guys. Otherwise, on behalf of everyone here at AMX TV, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. You all have a good night.